I'm going to talk to you about some really simple drills that you can do to help reinforce those concepts that I talked about. The first is head position, and that's very simple. Head position, you'll know you're in the right head position if you can kind of keep your head still and glance down and see the ground and kind of see the tips of your fingers in front of you. If you're glancing too far forward, you're going to be just able to see your whole feet below you. If you're glancing up, you're really not going to be able to see anything. So as you're running, just go to glance down and make sure you can very vaguely see the front of your shirt or your vest or whatever you're wearing, and you can kind of see your arms in front of you. Also picture that you're holding an egg between your chin and your chest. With arm position, I want you to try this. So go ahead and swing your arms and let your arms open up to more than a 90-degree angle. Just swing them for a little bit. Now shorten that lever to less than a 90-degree angle. See how much less energy that requires than opening up your arms more. So see how much energy you waste when you create a longer lever. You can move to a single balance drill with this, taking a little weight off of one of your feet and kind of swinging your arms. And then notice if you use a longer lever, it's much harder to stabilize. You're feeling a lot more work on this hip. You feel your lower body switching. And you can take this now to a single leg balance and just practice swinging those arms nice and lightly. So as you're running, just periodically notice and make sure that those fingers are relaxed, the hands are relaxed, but that you do have a short lever between your elbows and your lower body, or between your upper arm and your lower arm. The next thing is the rhythm, and that's just something that I talked to you about in terms of listening to the sound of your feet. When you're running along, every so often I just want you to stop and listen to how your feet are sounding. Notice if one side is sounding louder than the other. If that's the case, you're probably overstriding or overstriking with one of your legs. Try to even that out a little bit and kind of tell yourself, kind of create a rhythm to yourself in your mind by saying 1, 2, 1, 2. Or if you have a metronome on your watch, you can set that too. Make sure that it matches your comfortable cadence that you started out with. Like I mentioned before, don't try to go from 160 beats a minute to 180 overnight. Maybe you want to go 5 beats more. But again, this is one of those things you don't want to obsess about throughout your run. Check in maybe every 5 to 10 minutes. And then the last one, that forward lean position, here's where I'm going to show you a couple drills to help with that. So the first one is just finding a wall or a post. And this is where you're going to practice almost falling. Running, I like to say, is controlled falling. So stand up nice and tight. Think about squeezing your abs and your glutes. I've had you guys doing a lot of bridges in your strength training, so I want you to think about this as a standing bridge. Rib cage is down and relaxed. It's not sticking out and forward. Everything is in nice alignment. Start out with your hands in running position. Don't let your heels come off the ground. And without moving anything, just fall forward. And you can see that I'm still in a nice aligned position. I'm not doing this, okay? So a lot of people have a tendency to do this. I want you to practice keeping those hips up underneath you and falling. So just doing that several times is going to help get that sensation of what I'm talking about. Next, you can move into holding the position. Feel those hips nice and forward, and just do some gentle ankling drills here. As you do it, make sure you don't let those hips fall back. Keep everything nice and forward. And then finally from here is the heel drive and the leg drive. So keep that nice position. Take one leg and then drive with that opposite hip. So you're just letting that hip drive forward. I'll show you on the other leg. Let it drive forward. That's almost the sensation you should feel when you're running. And that back heel is still connected to the ground so you can get that recoil and propulsion from the back heel. So those are just some basic drills that you can do to help reinforce these run concepts.